This video was sponsored by Babbel. Welcome to the third episode of Potting Along to the Great Canadian Throwdown. Last week I made a ridiculous chessboard out of candles, so let's get into this week's challenge.
This week's main make challenge is something practical, a table lamp with a shade. You have 6 hours to make and refine your lamps, and that 6 hours starts now.
When I was watching the show, I was really inspired by this example lamp. I also really want to do something with a clay lampshade like that one, but I did want to add my own twist to it. I also have a ton of unused reclaim just floating around my studio, and so I thought this would be a really great opportunity to use up some of this reclaim. The tricky part about this though is I don't really know what color it's going to turn out to be. So I want to wedge it up really good so it's homogeneous. I've got at least 3 different colors of clay in here, so it's going to be somewhere in the middle there, but we'll see. So I've made some to scale drawings of what I want to throw. I always find that these larger pieces, especially pieces that have parts that need to work together, making it to scale really helps with the proportions. And so once I had it drawn out, I just took some measurements and I'm just going to try to throw to these measurements. Now I decided I'm going to try to throw both, there's 2 pieces, right? I'm going to try to throw both pieces in 2 parts. Simply because I'm not the best thrower when it comes to making large pieces. I want to make it as accurate to these dimensions as possible, and I just don't have that level of control when it comes to throwing big pieces. And I decided I'm going to throw on bats today because with bats, that's going to help me later on lining everything up so that they fit together. Okay, so I haven't done this in a really long time, and I've also never done it by drying these pieces with a heat gun, but I really want to get them attached today. The idea is to attach these guys together, but these need to be stable because if I put this on that, it's gonna collapse. It's a super delicate balance because I don't want them to be too dry, but I'm worried it's going to collapse. I think I'm just gonna lightly try, see what happens. Okay, I think we should do it. We are sagging and I need... No, we're not gonna sag today. Wait. Ah! No! think I destroyed it. I need a little break now, so let's take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, Babbel. Obwohl ich in den USA geboren und aufgewachsen bin, weißt du, dass ich eigentlich in Deutschland lebe? I moved to Germany almost 10 years ago now, and still learning the language has been a struggle. Right now, I'm finally trying to get over the hump of being fluent with cases. Did you know that German has 16 words for the? I'm super busy, so it's hard for me to fit improving my language into my day-to-day. But that's where Babbel comes in. Babbel is one of the top language learning apps in the world. In as little as 10 minutes a day, you can start learning a new language in just 3 weeks. Babbel teaches real-world conversations, so when I speak to my neighbors, I can feel confident finding the right words. It's really easy for me to get lazy with my German, but as the weather gets warmer and I want to go out more, I am setting a goal for myself this year to really make some progress this spring so I can go out and better understand the folks in my community. So whether you're an Auslander like me or you've just got some travel plans coming up, Babbel will help you speak like a local with your very own language school in your pocket. So if you want to try it for yourself, I've got a special limited time deal for you guys to get started right now. That's 60% off your first Babbel subscription using my link down below. Now let's get back to this clay disaster. So it is the next day after yesterday's crisis. I took a little break, then I just came back later and rethrew the bowl shapes, the half spheres. So I let them dry out as I should have overnight, so they firmed up a little bit and they actually should be able to hold themselves up now. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and attach them. I don't think this is going to happen again, but we'll see. Okay, it's not perfect, but that's okay because I do want to add a coil here anyway to try and make this a little bit more round also. It's not sagging, right? So the next big fear is that these parts won't properly fuse. Like way too wet. It's miserable to trim. Okay, it looks worse now, but I promise you, this is one of those things where it's gonna look worse before it's better. I think we can trim this all back and it's gonna look nice. Oh no, 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 no. Das ist nicht gut. Whoa, that is a significant difference. Okay, I think if I can get this wet enough, I can try and push it out. New plan. Right, you can see what I did is I made basically like a fat little coil for this to sit on. So, yeah, should sit like so. And then I'll just add some clay and trim this back. So I'm using, when I want them to dry, I'm using these wooden bats because the wood also absorbs some moisture, but I prefer to throw on, this is some like super hard plastic, but yeah, wood, definitely use wood when you want them to dry. Okay. That way it can at least start getting dry on the bottom, but I will eventually need to flip this. So I think what I would like to do, what makes most sense to me and what's least risky, is to let this sit another day. I am gonna put them under plastic now, not to prevent them from drying. I want them to dry, but I want them to homogenize because right now we have this part's really wet, this part's really dry, this part's really wet, this part's really dry, this part's really wet. Like there's all these different moisture levels in the clay right now, and that is not good. And if I do this, just lightly coat it with plastic overnight. It should be good by tomorrow. What do we think? I think it looks really cute. I think I got the proportions correct, I think. I did decide I'm going to let this chill once more overnight so it can all homogenize again because I did add some clay here and there, you saw, to fill in some gaps. So tomorrow, I'm just gonna come back in and basically poke some holes in these and let them dry out. I think this looks not bad. And there's no way, even though this was a faff to put these pieces together, I wouldn't have been able to make these big ass pieces just by throwing, I'm pretty sure. So I'm happy with where we're at. This is the side that's going to go against the wall. Okay, got a little hanky at the end, but we got all the holes in. I'm gonna let this dry out a little bit because right now it's still quite wet, but once it's dry, I can go back over with a rib and I'll shave off all the little nubs, and that will also smooth out the lines that I left because I don't want these lines. They were just there to figure everything out. So one thing I did do, which I would definitely recommend if you're going to attempt such a project with a harp, is that these guys, they come with just a tiny little nubbin. This is designed for, you know, a normal lampshade that's very thin. This is not going to be enough to go through the clay and fit a cap on top. You know, it's giving you 2 millimeters, so that's not gonna work. So what you need to buy from your lamp store or from your hardware store is some extra, like some longer screw bits, okay? So a longer screw. And then this guy goes through here. This guy goes through here. You see the little nubbin sticking out the top, and then I've got a cap here that's gonna secure it into place, okay? So you wanna make sure the hole on the top is wide enough to fit the screw. You see what I'm saying? And so what I did is I actually chose a slightly bigger hole cutter just for the top because you have to account for shrinkage, right? I'm really happy with that. He's gonna look cute. I hope the color turns out nice. By the way, like, plenty of time left. Although I do sort of feel like I cheated because this lamp is way simpler than the lamps that they made for the show. And probably if I was on the show and I made this lamp, the judges would say, it's too simple. It's not interesting enough. But this is what I wanted to make. I already know where I'm gonna put it in my house. So like I wanted to make something that I actually use. And yeah, I think it's gonna look really cute. If you wanna see a more complex lamp that I made, I did this lamp over here. This lamp I made over here, I made for the last Throwdown challenges, and I made it with Sgraffito. So yeah, really happy with it. We had an explosion. There's something so heartbreaking about like putting hours and hours of work into something for it to turn out like this. The most frustrating thing about it to me is that it was a tiny little mistake. If I did one little thing differently, it would have been fine. And that one little thing is just let it dry for longer. It's a real bummer, but I am still gonna wire this up. I'm loving how this one turned out. So what I could do in the end is just make a new lampshade. Bummer. All of the electricians out there, y'all must be absolute psychopaths because this is the most obnoxious work. Improper installation endangers your own life, the life of users of the electrical system. You try it out. That is so cozy. I love the color. I love the way this looks. This is so nice. That's so cute. Is it crazy to say that I don't mind the broken edge? With the light on, it's like completely transformed. It is nice without the break. Despite the break definitely makes it look a little more like prehistoric vibes instead of, designer vibes, which is what I was going for. It's a bit more Fred Flintstone. What do you think? Should I remake the top? Very curious to hear your guys' feedback. With these breaks, you can see the different layers of clay that, I didn't do it that good of a job wedging. Overall, I'm really happy I made this piece. Please let me know down below what you think I should do with the lampshade. Should I keep it? Should I remake it? Or should I use like a fabric lampshade? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.